up, everyone? My name is Nonô, and welcome to another TALKBOX episode. And today I have the enormous pleasure to be speaking to none other than LAIDBACK LUKE. So welcome, everyone, LAIDBACK LUKE to the show. Yay!
Thank you.
How are you doing today?
Great. So good to be here. Thank you for speaking to me today.
Thank you very much for coming into our show. We're going to have a couple of questions, and it's just going to be a very relaxed chat because we have so much to ask you.
Nice. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, cool. So, first up, you just released a track with us in Controversia with Dub Dogs, and we were just wondering if you could tell us a little bit about the song and how the collaboration came about.
Well, I got this demo sent from the original songwriters of this song, and I love the vibe of it. I wanted to do something housey to it. And then in the various playlists, I always saw the name Dub Dogs. I was like, who are these people? Because I was like, I didn't really know they were this big as they are, in Brazil, obviously. And I was just really enjoying their music. So we reached out to them, wanting to do a collab. They were very kind and they were very happy to add their sauce onto the track. And then all of a sudden I find out they're these huge Brazilian DJs. So that's amazing.
Yeah, that sounds perfect, really. Always a great surprise. And when you're writing songs and producing them, can you tell us a bit about your process? How do you approach a song? How does it go?
Well, it's interesting because us DJs and producers, we get a lot of demos sent by singers and songwriters. And I always want to connect with the lyrics first. There's a couple of songs out there that had lyrics and I was like, no, I'm not feeling that this is for me. But when I heard Home Alone, I was like, yeah. So this was during lockdown. So it's a little while ago. I was like, yeah, man, I feel I can connect to this and a whole lot of people can connect to this. And I do think it's a kind of like a sexy lyric as well. I thought in the drop it would be nice to get the down. So I was like, yeah, let's go, let's do it.
Definitely. Do you think it's more of the lyrics that makes you release a song, or sometimes you're not really sure about the lyrics but you say, oh, I'll have it a go at the production, or I'll try tweaking this, and then you're like, oh, this is good, I'll release it now?
Well, that's a very good point. I myself have been writing lyrics ever since I was a child. And so I'm always trying to be involved with a little bit of the lyrics, sometimes asking the singers to rewrite certain things. And the most important for me is that when you wake up in the morning and the song is stuck in your head, if that's the case, then you have something big, I think. And yeah, so with this track as well, I do think it's important to have like a good producer bed, something that, we as DJs can play. But the number one priority is the song, for sure.
Definitely. I'm also a singer and songwriter. And for me, I think about the hooks quite like they need to stay in your head. But I was also wondering, as a producer DJ, do you have a bit of a difficulty or difficult moment of separating like, oh, I will keep this minimal, or, sometimes producers struggle with like, no, it needs to be a big drop, or sometimes it takes space from the hook and the songwriting, So do you have a bit of a struggle with what is going to be more of the priority, or are you more like the song is king? Let's see.
Oh, I'm terrible because I always want more and more and more and more and more in there. And then sometimes people from the team say, oh no, how about, you take this out and make it emptier. And I know as a DJ that, the best thing you can have on a dance floor is a kick drum and a bass line. But then as a producer, I'm like, oh, but let's do this loop in there and then that and then that. And you hear it back and it's like the vocal is somewhere in between all of that. So no, you're right. It's really good to let sections of the track breathe. And most of the time, less is more.
Very true. Could you tell us all about how did you get into dance music? Was it something that you grew up listening to? And tell us a bit more about that.
Yeah, this was a very long time ago when house music started to break through in the Netherlands in the 90s. As a teenager, I was totally about this new electronic music with, just the kick drums, and it sounded so new to me. And I just remember walking my paper route with my headphones on, and it's just dance music, dance music, dance music, dance music. And then I just got really addicted to it, where I was like, yeah, I want to make it, I want to play it, I want to tour, and yeah.
Have you ever thought about doing a different genre?
Well, I've made tracks in different genres. For instance, on my first album, I had some drum and bass on there, and I had some like 90s hip hop on there. But my heart is my heart is in dance music for sure.
That's definitely. And you mentioned that you started quite early in the whole house music scene, and I was wondering about the changes that you've seen in the music industry, obviously with now streaming and social media. How was that big of a change, and how did that impact you?
Oh, the changes are enormous. Like when I started, we would put out vinyls, and you would sell a certain amount of vinyl per month, and the only promotion you had was through magazines. And now everything is online. Now everything is streaming, social media. Obviously, a lot of times I actually just want to be stuck in the studio making new tracks, but then you have to take shoots for social media, doing some dance moves and everything. So it's different now. But I actually do enjoy like making those reels for Instagram, just giving people some entertainment. I do enjoy that.
I have to say, your YouTube videos are amazing, and they feel really genuine. When I was watching it, I felt, wow, you really know about all of this, and you seem like you've got a lot of control of it. But does it get ever overwhelming? Because it's a lot that you're doing, and I just feel like, wow, that's very inspiring. But how does that feel to you to keep up with, I need to do this and release this song and the videos? How's that?
Yeah, thank you for that. Thank you for the compliments. I'm happy you saw them and you enjoy them. Yeah, it is a lot, because again, my focus is actually making music and playing shows, and then you got to do all of these extra activities for promotion. And the YouTube videos, I'm the type of person that loves sharing knowledge. So if I know about something, then I'm happy to share it with the world. Maybe it can inspire someone, or maybe it can ignite some passion in people. And so that's something I love giving out. And so I really enjoy that. It doesn't give me, doesn't land me a main stage set somewhere at a festival, but at least I meet people who see my videos that say, oh, I've seen it and I enjoyed it.
Exactly. They are truly very inspiring. Going back to music, is there anyone that you haven't worked yet that you would love to work with?
That's a great question. I only have one person actually, because, obviously I could say, Vintage Culture and LAIDBACK, of course, great, wonderful, I would love that. But one person in particular is Justin Timberlake.
Oh,
it's completely random maybe, but I've been a fan of his music for a long time, and I would love to have his vocal on one of my tracks.
Oh my god, that I can definitely see that happening.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
That would be amazing. Okay, we'll make that happen.
Nice.
So can you tell us about touring? Are you going to be back on tour soon? And also, what was your favorite show that you've ever played?
Ooh, okay. Multiple questions in one.
Okay, let's cut down with, what was your favorite show you ever played first?
Wow, my most memorable show I ever played was in the Amsterdam Soccer Arena back in 2003. These were the Sensation White parties, and those were kind of new then. Everyone was dressed in white in a football stadium. And I remember dropping a track that everyone knew, and then just the sound of the audience was like, and I kind of felt like I scored a goal, like as if I was the soccer player. And I remember just getting goosebumps everywhere. I was like, oh my God, this is incredible. So that's a very special memory I have about that show. And in regards to touring, I am back in Brazil in February.
Oh, yay! Whereabouts are you staying?
I'm not sure if I can tell yet, but I would say just keep an eye out on the promotions. Maybe I can say the city, Sao Paulo.
São Paulo, ok. So everyone from São Paulo, todo mundo de São Paulo, ó. Fica de olho ligado porque Laidback Luke tá vindo aí.
Finally. It's been too long. Actually, I was supposed to play in Brazil at La Roque just before the pandemic hit. And so we had to cancel because of the pandemic. So now I'm going to be back.
Have you missed doing tours?
Oh, incredible. Because it runs in my DNA. So I can tell you that throughout the whole pandemic, every other night, and still if I miss a couple of weeks, every other night I have a dream where I am walking through the crowd and I hear the DJ before me playing. I'm walking to the DJ booth. I get my USB. I plug my USB in. I'm about to rise up to perform and I wake up.
Oh no! That's such a buzzkill. Oh,
I know.
Oh, that really sucks. Yeah, the pandemic was really hard, but I mean, now everything is finally going back to normal and live shows are back. And we're pretty sure we'll see a lot of Laidback Luke in Brazil, hopefully.
That'd be nice.
So I was also wondering, because correct me if I'm wrong, but in 2004, you created Mixmash?
Yeah, that's right.
What made you want to create it?
So I needed a platform to release my own music. So yeah, Mixmash is my record label, but I was also training a lot of young talent, that we now know as professionals. And I wanted to have a platform for them to release as well. When, we'd go through demos and I would tell them how to make better quality music. I wanted a platform for them to release, and so that's why I made Mixmash back then.
That's brilliant. And also, I'm playing your videos now on YouTube, but you also do some listening parties, right? For some of the demos that you receive at Mixmash. That's really cool as well.
Thank you.
Yes, of course. So I saw, if you don't want to talk about this one, it's fine as well. Just let us know. But I saw a video that you talked about mental health, and you said that you had 3 burnouts in your life. And I was wondering if you could tell a bit about that to our audience, because we have a lot of young people and very ambitious people that are constantly working. Like myself, for example, I go to studio sessions every day and I'm writing music and I'm doing all these things, and I always feel like it's never enough. And I got the same feeling from your video. So I would love if you could talk a bit about that to our audience and say, how do you feel?
Absolutely, because I'm very open about mental health. I think it's very important for us to keep on speaking about it, to just being vulnerable in public, because otherwise people won't be able to help you. And what's important to realize is that, well, cue track, you're never alone.
Yeah.
So by communicating to other people, just like you just did now, whereas like, oh, I feel this way, I feel that way, we can talk about it, we can discuss it, and we can give you some insight. And so what I want to tell you is that it's already enough. I know you work hard, and I know you're very talented. And I think by just looking at you and meeting you here, you are the complete package. The only thing that's needed is probably that big track. And you know what? It'll come. But if you need to slow down a little bit to take care of your mental health, then you should. Because the talent won't go away. The opportunities won't go away. And, whenever you can choose, you can hop on that big track or you can write those big lyrics and it'll be fine. So I'm talking to myself as well, because I am working around the clock and I just see what kind of toll it takes on social life or expectations being crushed and that sort of thing. And I need to remind myself as well that, it's enough. Yeah. It's enough. It's okay. Because in the end, what are we doing it for? So some people would say, okay, maybe I want to be famous or I want to be super rich or whatever. Okay, that's fine. That's great. That's no sin. But what do you think that when you get rich or when you get famous, do you think that at the end of that, do you think that there's your happiness? No, your happiness is not there. I mean, it's convenient. You can buy things you want. You get recognized on the street. It's a little bit scary. You need to get used to that. you can promote a lot of things, but are you really happy? Do you have a good relationship with the people around you, and that sort of thing?
Very true. And that is the whole thing with social media, is because we see everything as a competition, more or less. And when you feel like you're constantly losing time or you're not doing enough, everything just gets too overwhelming. So you doing those videos, like someone that is so established and is so successful, it really opens a door to show people that it's okay to take your time and to breathe. So important.
Yes.
So thank you again.
And I have something more for you, because the more I dive into this, the more I connect with fellow DJs and people that are famous and they look super successful on social media. Always, not sometimes, always there's a dark side that no one shows. And everyone, it doesn't matter how rich, how famous, how successful, they have a dark side they're dealing with. And I think it's good for all of us to understand that more.
100%. It's not all roses.
That's right.
Yes, so thank you very much again for that. And I just wanted to ask, what is next for Laidback Luke as we approach the end of the interview? What's the next future steps?
Well, many more tracks to come, and I'm currently kind of like reinventing my sound, where I am diving back into tapping into my artistic passion, where I'm like, I just want to put out tracks that I love DJing out. I think at the end of the pandemic, it's really important. Obviously, I'm gonna still do some poppy things, but I just remember the time when Show Me Love first came out, and tracks like Break Down the House, and like I want to dive back into that. I remember there was this sort of enthusiasm and fun that I had with making these tracks and putting these tracks out. And I think nothing is more golden than that type of raw passion and happiness.
100%. So now I'm just gonna start a little section that I created, and it's called, is that a no-no or is that a yes?
Nice, I love it.
Thank you. So first one, being home alone, is that a no-no or is that a yes?
Wow. Wow, that's tough, because I love both.
Exactly, yeah. Or you can give your arguments and then let's see.
Okay. Well, I would say yes, because usually I then make music and I'm creative. So in this type of way, yes.
Okay. What about Kung Fu? For those who don't know, you can talk a little bit about your Kung Fu abilities.
Yes. That's a little bit of a secret to my mental health as well, where I get to just focus on motion, on breathing, on being in a different type of world than the DJ world. So yeah, definitely yes. It's been super important for me.
Perfect. And the last one, touring, is that a no-no or a yes?
Yes, but touring can also be dangerous for mental health. Yeah. For the diet, for throwing out, your routines. And I do feel there should be like master classes on proper touring. So for instance, for me, I have a fitness diet, and sometimes people go on tour and they're like, I'm at an airport, can't do my diet. Or they start drinking a lot. Yeah, because it's party, it's after party. And then before you know it, in half a year, you'll lose yourself. So yes, but let's do it.
Careful.
Yeah, careful. Yeah.
Okay, and that's the end of our interview. Just wanted to thank you again so much for taking the time, for being an icon, for being everything that you are. It's a pleasure.
Wow, nice. The pleasure was all mine. Thank you very much.